Hello, it's Galen Martling, design team member with Unity Stamp Company. And today I have a slimline card and it has chickens, and I'm using Copic markers for the chickens, and I'm also going to have a watercolor grass background that I'm going to focus on for today. And so for the stamping, I have Unity Stamp Company. It's a kit called What's Up, and it has these chickens. These are three of the ones that are in the kit. It has some cute sentiments that go along with it. It's really cute. So I decided to make sort of a porthole look, if you will, or a circle frame chicken stamping on top of a watercolor background. I have my favorite things: slimline dies, circle and scallop dies, and accent dies. Punches can also be used for these circles to cut them out. And also a paper trimmer can be used for any of these slimline layers that you see. And so for one of the slimline layers, I'm using watercolor paper, and I'm going to use Altenew Half Pans watercolor to add swipes of teal and then swipes of brown. And then I'm going to just add them in between or just next to the other color, allowing them to just blend wherever they want to blend. And then I add some darker shades, just more concentrated colors here and there. As it dries, it will look lighter. And so this doesn't have to be perfect. This is like a messy mixed media background look. And when it's cut out to make those slopes or grass in the background, it's just going to fade into the look of maybe what chickens would be around, sort of some dirt mixed with grass, and I chose the teal instead of green. It all works together nicely. When it dries, it looks a little bit lighter, and so you heat set that or leave it to dry completely before you move on to die cutting. And so I left that sit some more after heat setting, and then I began adding some colors, usually from light to dark and then back to light again, or go over it again with more dark colors. So that's what I'm doing. Lots and lots of layers for each of these chickens. I'm focusing on one of the chickens, but I did all three of these chickens similar in coloring. So I go back at the end there and add more of the brown and many different layers of that brown, like a medium brown. You can go in with a little bit of a darker brown and then mix it with the medium and just blend it together. So I just did multiple layers of that medium brown all the way around where I think there might be shadows or accents where the artist used lines to make it look like it should be darker. So I go over all of that, and then I add some colors to the bottom of where they're sitting, like a shadowy look. I use grays and ivories for those, and color the little baby chickens. And so now I'm going to go ahead and die cut the grass onto that background, and then I'm going to layer these circles onto a scalloped frame circle area. Punches work great if you have punches left over from before in the past. I do, and I use them sometimes. And so I go ahead and layer these slimline dies. The card base is cut at 8.5 inches by 7.25 inches and scored at 3.5 inches for these particular dies. But you'll find that the card base needs to correspond differently for different brands of slimline dies. So for this one, it works just fine with that size. Then the strips there, they fit right on top of the front there. I overlap them so it looks like texture, and I have the top open a little bit so you can tuck things inside there. I wanted initially to tuck the chickens down in that grass, but I decided to make little circle frames for them instead, and then add a sentiment. And so I used double-sided tape for that. On the watercolor strips that you add for the grass, I recommend an extra tacky tape like score tape to hold that thick watercolor paper down onto the page, onto the card base nicely. There you have it. It's really sweet. It's easy to do if you're patient with the layers. I hope you try this and share it so I could see. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you take a moment to subscribe to my YouTube. Have a great day.